Is it recording? And it's recording. Hey guys, I'm back. I'm trying to post more frequently because, I don't really have anything to do with my life because jobs won't call me back because I think they're intimidated by me and my fierceness. So, anyways, I brought back my little remote thingy for the light thingies, and you can press buttons and look, it changes the color. Right now it's blue, and now it's gonna be green, and now it's gonna be red, and now it's gonna be pink, even though pink's not a part of the rainbow. And I'm bringing up the rainbow because today I want to talk about an LGBTQ plus A issue that many people may not agree with me. But you know what? I really want to say it because I feel like no one else is saying it, and I feel like many other people will agree with me. Um, and that is my position on Bioqueens. And not that I hate Bioqueens, like work if you want to dress up and wear hyper makeup and do things that typically society already assigns to you, that's fine. I have no beef with that. But to say that it's like this, like, oh yeah, it's liberating, it's freedom. Like, no, it's not. That's what society expects from you. You're fitting into the norm, and you're like, you're not, like, yeah, yeah. Wearing 8 pounds of makeup, yeah, that's different from what society does. But, like, being a female, a biological female, may I add, and then doing drag. To me, it's not as badass as you make it out to be. Um, but recently in RuPaul's Drag Race season 13, the American version, they have this contestant that is Gottmik. I don't know what her real name is in real life, her actual name. I'm gonna use her pronouns because when she's in drag, that's what she likes to be referred as. But she's a trans male, which is great. Trans males overall do need representation in the media because honestly, I don't really think of any TV show where I have even seen a trans male apart from Curb Your Enthusiasm, and I'm thinking of other ones, but like I don't really know any other trans males. Like I know a lot of lesbians, but yeah, like I agree that yeah, the world needs more trans male representation. But I feel like drag, and the reason why drag is so counterculture is because it's men, and I know many trans women get offended when I call them men, but I'm not saying men as the way of like, oh yeah, I identify something. No, I'm saying in the men that it's biological a man, because like every transgender woman has been a man at one point. Whether they may not like referring to that part as them being men, but like you have existed in the male, in the man. It's just like it's really hard to describe it because I really didn't write a script for it. But like as a transgender woman, I myself have lived as a man. Like I think most transgender women, unless you were what's it called, unless you can transition at the age of 12 months, you lived as a man. Probably a gay man first, and then a transgender woman, but who knows. But, like, for the most of us, for 99% of transgender women, you have lived as a male. And when you do step out of that boundary of masculinity and take on more feminine qualities, society fights back. And unfortunately, many women may not agree with me when what my next statement will be, but when women step into masculinity, it's actually quite embraced. And we see this everywhere. Like even today, like in most cartoons that depict LGBTQ people are all women because women are more like women being lesbians and taking on more masculine traits are always going to be perceived as more okay to society instead of when men become more feminine, which is one of the reasons why I thought Drag Race shouldn't allow bio queens. And like this is my hot take. Disagree if you want to, but like to me, drag is a man, whether a gay man or a transgender woman, embodying pure femininity. It's female mimicry. And when people want to say, like, oh, drag is an art, drag is this, drag is anything I want to be, you really, not only do you destroy what real art is, because then you have people who just, like, don't shave their beards, which, yeah, in many small cases, the women can have beards, okay, yeah. And, like, literally go ask men with, like, pink highlights and like eyeshadow and then say, oh yeah, I'm a drag queen, even though I don't do anything. And like that's what we're getting. And we saw how Gottmik in this season really did benefit from being a biological female. Like in her runways, she got to wear she really was just basically naked half the time, let's be real. And she could honestly pull it off because she's a biological woman with biological bone structures. Whether yeah, I know she got her mammaries removed and congratulations Gottmik, you got your tits removed. A round of applause. But you do have to realize that you do have an unfair advantage against these other girls. And it may not be a big deal, but like I feel like I fear that in the future Drag Race will mainly be about women and less about gay men and transgender women, which it was originally designed for. And this kind of sucks in a way because like in terms of being inclusive, I get that we all want to be open and accept everyone. But at the same time, you have to realize that opening up really dilutes the purpose. It was a show for me. I remember seeing in the earlier seasons. My favorite season, season 5. It's probably no, actually season 6. But you see like all these fierce gay men and like trans women into turning into women. Some even stayed women, and that's like really quite remarkable. But when I see a woman, like I fear that in the next few years it's gonna be pure bioqueens, because like many drag shows I've gone to, it's like a bunch of women who I would just identify as people who dye their hair and then claim to be something completely else, taking over. And yeah, I get the reason. Yeah, everyone wants to be a part of a niche, but I would never go as someone who is biracial, for instance, and then describe myself as, oh yeah, I'm pure Native American, and this is what Native American looks like, because I know deep down that's wrong, because I would be setting a standards that isn't for them. Or like, I wouldn't go up to my European side and say, hey, guess what, guys? This is what Europeans are meant to look like. Because it's not. All you're doing is like, you're really changing what drag is. And if you want to dress up and wear makeup, there's other ways you can do that that doesn't have to be labeled as drag. And that's just my opinion. Maybe I didn't state myself clearly, and I know I stumbled across a lot, but this is my hot take. This is my fresh out my gutter mind. And I really hope people don't realize that I'm like hating transgender men, because I'm not. I'm just clearly stating that in terms of society, you are probably more accepted and you are probably more able to do a lot of stuff that gay men aren't or transgender women aren't, because they make men uncomfortable. But that's just my opinion. Stay free to be whoever you want to be, and love yourself. Bye.